Okay, so why does that happen? Well, now we have to talk about blood flow and backtrack a bit. So here we have our parts of our digestive system. So here are our stomach and our spleen. And, well, spleen is just showing for anatomical correctness. But stomach, our pancreas, and our mesenteric veins, and it's all leading to this one vein right here that goes up to the liver. This is called the hepatic portal vein. And so what happens here? Well, the funny thing is that remember all the way back to cardiovascular and the heart. So again, we have, say, just a tissue and the heart. So things leading away from the heart and to the tissues, these are our arteries, right? And returning, we have veins. Now, with the digestive system, it gets a little more complicated. So here we have all the arteries going to the digestive organs. That's pretty consistent. But is it just one vein? Well, here's the twist. It's not just one vein. So there is something else. There's a liver in the middle of this return of blood to the heart. So what we have is all these veins leading to the liver, and now this vein going up from the liver back to the heart. Now, which one is the vein? Again, remember this is where the definition of the veins are more directional. This is restoring blood, or veins carry blood to the heart. But in these parts, are these still veins? Well, this is where we have to make a difference. Now we call this one the hepatic vein, the one that's directly to the heart. But this one that connects all these tributaries from the digestive system draining to this one liver vein is called the hepatic portal vein. So again, hepatic portal vein is not the same as the hepatic veins. That comes before the vein. So portal referring to, it's not, these veins are returning to the heart, but instead of being direct to the heart, they actually make a stop at the liver, and then it goes from the liver to the heart. Now, how does this relate to metabolism? So things that all chemicals and drugs you ingest in your GI tract, you put in your mouth, or even as these end up in your GI tract, and this hepatic portal vein collects blood from the GI tract. This is the main what I'm getting at here. So again, all that blood is going up into from the GI tract, all your intestines, and that small amount of chemicals from the stomach, and then going up into your liver. So the thing is that, remember, your liver has all these hepatocytes, so not only do they produce proteins, they produce a lot of enzymes that metabolize chemicals. And if you're going into medicine and pharmacology, you definitely need to know this concept. This is what we call first pass metabolism. So anything that you ingest in your GI tract and is absorbed in your GI tract, it eventually goes through your liver. That's the first part it goes through. So the thing is that all the enzymes in the liver can alter the chemicals you put in your mouth and absorb in your GI tract. Now, what happens here? So here's our asparagus stalk. What's it going to do? All the compounds from asparagus is being absorbed into your GI tract. So now all these veins eventually drain into the hepatic portal vein, going to your liver. Your liver metabolizes some of the asparagus compounds and enters your circulation, and eventually it will end up at your renal arteries. And again, renal arteries, you filter out blood, make filtrate, make urine, and this asparagus compound ends up in your urine. So this is how you go from eating something to your urine. But the thing is that, again, it's not just about food, it can also involve other things as well. So yes, food can cause urine smells and the metabolites can be detected in urine. But the thing about that, hey, I've never taken one of these, but I remember my brother, when he was getting security clearance for one of the job he was applying to, he needed to take this drug test. So the thing is that it's not just about the compounds you can smell. Again, this is something, but anything you inject into your body or ingest into your body can be detected in your urine or feces, but they typically don't ask for stool samples for pretty obvious reasons. But again, if they're doing a urine drug test, what happens? Well, again, say someone injects or takes a drug, well, it's going to go metabolize throughout your body and eventually filters out through, if it is a drug that filters out through your kidneys, then you can detect the metabolites from that drug in a urine sample by using a drug test. Now, this is a cake, and yeah, actually, when I was living in San Francisco, there was a bakery. I think it closed down. I was so bummed. But they had a lemon poppy seed cake, and I think this is a picture from it. It actually used to have like rings of poppy seeds. It had like crazy amounts, like hella crazy amounts of poppy seeds. It was so delicious, and but there also people would nickname it the failed drug test cake. And why is that? Well, the thing is that opium and things that's opiates are derived from poppy seeds contain, and the poppy plant does contain opiates. Now, the poppy seeds, you won't get high from them, but the thing is that the poppy seeds do contain like metabolites of morphine when you do ingest them and process them through your liver. So this is why they called it the failed drug test cake, because if you had eat that much poppy seeds, it would show up as false positive as morphine, heroin, or any of those opiate-derived drugs. And I think this article is from 2019. So yeah, there's no current drug test that actively discriminates between opiates found in poppy seeds and things like heroin. Yeah, so that's why it's like this is why. So I think the policy is like depending on where it is. That's why when my brother was taking the drug test, they told him not to eat anything. Eating, they told him what not to eat. So yeah, I think even lawyers they have it. They call it the poppy seed defense. Like they say their client was arrested for trafficking heroin. They said, no, it's not heroin in my blood. It's actually due to eating poppy seed bagel the day before. So what will they do in that case? They'll probably just say, okay, don't eat poppy seeds. We'll retest you. That's what. But luckily, my brother passed that, so he didn't have to worry about that. And he hates poppy seeds. So yeah, this is why it leads to false positive. Again, those metabolites, whether you're taking heroin, whether you're eating poppy seeds, these metabolites end up pretty much the same or very similar once it ends up in your urine.